3:02. We'll get back to the contest later on. Brian Bilk will be here later on, too. Ray Lucas, you see him on SNY after the Jet games, and you hear him on a Jet pregame show. Now, basically, he's everywhere. You know, that's it. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. And, you know, he used to be a Jet quarterback back in the day, as we all know, and is the pride of Rutgers. Ray, welcome. How are you?
Good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Happy New Year and all that good stuff.
You too, Ray. How you feeling? How you doing physically?
Fantastic.
Feeling well, huh?
Yeah, fantastic. I got to be honest. I go to gym 5 days a week. I'll tell you what, though, if you saw me lifting, you'd laugh because I'm still doing the 135.
That's all right.
There's a skinny dude
the fact that you're there,
yeah.
The fact that you're there is big. I mean, you've come a long way here.
Yes. I mean, you know, I'm still in pain every single day, but I think I do the gym more or less for the mental part than the physical. It just makes me feel better about myself. And, you know, in their daily grind and stress, it gets a lot of that out of you.
You know, you've become a guy who is most known for being analyzing the Jets. That's kind of your forte now, okay? What would you say now? Back up for a second and tell me what you think of Geno Smith's first season.
Well, I thought it was typical of a rookie guy that, you know, was drafted in the second round, and he probably should have went in the first round, but a lot of different mistakes. The decision-making process wasn't great all year long. He had spurts of brilliance, and then, you know, a couple games where he was just god-awful. And, again, like, you know, if you would ask me, do I think that Geno Smith is the quarterback of the future, I'm going to tell you no. I really think they should bring in a veteran, the guy at Chicago, McCown, who I thought played great in Jay Cutler's absence. And then you give him the ball and you say, here, you two guys are competing for this one ball. And you know this, competition at any level is going to make the Jets better.
So I'm where you are. You're not saying yet, and I don't know what the Jets feel. I mean, the Jets have not made any statements. Their actions will speak louder. Do they think Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback? Do they think they have a quarterback, or are they in search of a quarterback? I think that's the first issue they have to address mentally. They haven't done it publicly.
Right.
I don't know if they've done it privately. You think they've done it privately?
They had to do it privately already. I mean,
so what do you think the decision is?
I think Marty Morningwig has all the confidence in Geno Smith of being a big-time quarterback. And in most of the conference calls that we had during the season, I've never heard Marty speak more highly about an individual. And I think Marty Morningwig's a quarterback whisperer. And I do think for the first time in a very long time the Jets have a great offensive coordinator in place. And the quarterback coach, too, is great. But, again, you know, when you have a rookie and he makes that many mistakes, but you
and he has no weapons.
Right. But you could see him, the game was slowing down for him at the end of the season, and he started playing well, making the right decisions. But, again, I'm not ready to hand him the keys to the Bentley and say, you're driving us all the way through. I mean, I don't think that they're – you know, ready to do that. And the best thing about the draft now with this salary cap, you could swing on a guy in the second round and miss and then go draft him. You know, and I think that's the most important thing.
I think you can't go forward as an organization unless you know where you are at the quarterback position. You have to make a decision.
Right.
And you got to be truthful about it. And frankly, to me, I'm iffy on Geno Smith. I really am. I'm iffy. I was iffy on him in college. I didn't love him. I'm iffy on him. I really am.
Well, how do you evaluate a guy with the talent that he had?
I think it's very hard. I think they had very little talent.
The biggest, you know, thing. I mean,
and in the middle of the season, they tried to coach around him because they started to get nervous, so they started coaching around him.
Taking the ball out of his hands,
absolutely.
Of course.
And then you can't really analyze him because they're not giving him any chances to make any throws.
Well, again, you know, if you look at their offensive weapons, it was probably toward the end of the NFL. I would say the 29, maybe
the worst.
To the worst.
Maybe the worst.
I do think, you know, the salary cap, when they cut Santonio Holmes, they cut Mark Sanchez, and even going to cut Cromartie and bring him back at a bargain price. They're going to have a lot of money. I think
just
all
getting
the
Holmes
pressure
off the team is a positive.
Exactly. I think all the pressure right now is on John Nitzik. He can't swing and miss. He's got to hit home runs every time in free agency and in the draft.
Do you think it was a good thing to bring back Rex Ryan?
I do. I actually do. I think the players love playing for him, and it's not always good to start over. You know, and bringing a new coach, and it's a new offensive system.
Plus, there aren't enough coaches to go around. Look who's getting hired.
Yeah, exactly.
If Pettin's getting hired as a head coach, then how does Rex not get hired?
Yeah, I thought he would probably get a head coach if they fired him anyway. But again, Rex Ryan, the guys played
Rex definitely would have gotten a job.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Seattle almost got a job.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, the reason why you don't start over, you bring in a new offensive coordinator. Geno Smith's going to look exactly the same way he did this year. Learning that, you know, on the go, it's not always good. And I think the biggest part of anything that the players love playing for Rex, and there's got to be something said about that. You know, when you have a locker room that's together in one goal that they want to help their head coach, who's, you know, bravado has calmed down a little bit. But at the same time, I just don't think it's always great to start over.
Well, Rex actually benefited from something people told him to do for years, which was he finally undersold his talent, which allowed him to overachieve this year for the first time. You can't overachieve when you tell everybody everybody's great.
Right,
so
and they're going to be competing for the Super Bowl every year. Yeah.
And this year, he soft-sold it. Everyone made it a 5-win team, so when he wins 8, he's a hero.
I
and that's what happened. Yeah, I
and
thought,
I had him beating
5 or
Buffalo
6,
twice.
you know, 5 or 6, you know, tops. And they wind up, you know, their best day was New Orleans. That was their best day.
Yeah.
But they had some bad days. But, you know, they also had some good days.
Yeah.
Winning that Miami game meant a lot to the franchise, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Winning that Miami game, they don't like the Dolphins. The owners are competitive, so that last game was important.
Well, what better way to end your season than send one of your division foes at home sitting on the couch,
especially one that's been beating you up.
Absolutely, yeah, that was huge. And I think, to be honest with you, I don't think if he would have won or lost that game, I think Rex had did enough by the end of that week that he would still be okay.
I agree. I totally agree.